Union Sons. We fix your windscreen. We have a star crack, we have a long crack, a bullseye, chip, combination crack. All of these can be fixed right here. Why change and put on something that doesn't have the capacity to withstand the pressure and put on a bootleg? Fix what you have. Because that Union Sons bring all of the issues to naught.
Painting, engraving, signs, banners, posters, billboards. We do it here. AC Repairs. Come and check us out. At Union Sons, one place you get everything done. Looking forward to seeing you.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Wednesday, January 15, 2025 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact the GECOM on 2250-278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Attention, attention. This is not a drill. It's hotter than a fire alarm. Are you brave enough for the only real hot and spicy in Guyana? Introducing the Royal Castle Hot and Spicy. Fresh, never frozen chicken, seasoned to perfection to set your taste buds on fire. Royal Castle flavor down to the bone. We're not responsible for the flames or tears. Visit your local Royal Castle today.
Are you facing challenges in your life? Don't worry, introducing Master Vishnu Psychic and Voodoo Master, here to help you find solutions to all your problems. Whether it's issues in your relationship, negative energy surrounding you, or even business problems, Master Vishnu has 25 years of experience and can provide 100% solution. His expertise in black magic removal, voodoo, witchcraft, demons, dark energy, get ex-love back, husband-wife and relationship issue, psychic reading, palm reading, face reading, horoscope reading, and that's not all. If you're longing to reunite with a loved one, he's here to assist you as well. One call can change your life. Call now Master Vishnu at +5 92632 9943. Take the first step towards a brighter future. 2,500 plus satisfied clients, located in all over Georgetown, Guyana.
Play Instacash for your chance to win instant cash. Yep, win up to $1 million on the spot. With many games to choose from at price points of $200, $300, and $500. Instacash is all about instant wins. Tickets are printed right at the lottery terminal. There's no waiting on draws. All games are easy to play and easy to win. There's absolutely no limit to how many games you can play at once. So, play Instacash for your chance to win cash on the spot. Remember, a ticket a day could make you rich today.
Yeah, tonight go have real vibes. This crowd here go be real nice. Can't find me ticket. I done by the door. Realize I have to pay more. I have to get in because this red not missing me. It's not missing me. I want to go big people party, make the music take over me. I want to jump up all day, all day. I want to wind up all day, all day.
Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Bar Association calls for immediate appointments of substantive Chancellor, and the Chief Justice says situation is quote-unquote untenable and unacceptable. Norton open to abandoning ambitions for presidential candidacy will support a consensus pick if the need arise. Broader consultations needed for Budget 2025 WPA and 1.7 million ton hike in bauxite production for 2024. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Aletha Grant with the Tuesday, 14th January 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. This is what you need to know this evening. The prolonged absence of a substantive Chancellor of the Judiciary and a Chief Justice in Guyana is once again placed in the limelight, with President of the Guyana Bar Association, Kamal Ramkaran, being the most recent to add his voice to the conversation. The Bar Association's president has since described the situation as untenable and unacceptable. More details from Tiana Cole.
President of the Bar Association, Kamal Ramkaran, on Tuesday, during the opening of Law Week 2025 at the Supreme Court, expressed frustration over the prolonged absence of a substantive Chancellor of the Judiciary and a Chief Justice in Guyana.
This situation is untenable and it is unacceptable, and it is not something that we can continue to have happen.
Ramkaran pointed out that over 2 decades, the roles of Chancellor and the Chief Justice have been filled by acting officials, with Justices Janet Cummins Edwards and Roxanne George serving in the respective positions since 2017.
The process is not complicated. There is no reason that we should be here 20 years later without a Chancellor and a Chief Justice, and this is not something that should be accepted by anyone.
Ramkaran emphasized that the 2 acting justices who have served the judiciary with distinction are more than qualified to be confirmed in the positions they currently occupy.
I certainly still believe that the 2 people who are performing the role of Chancellor and Chief Justice, I don't want to call them acting, because they're not acting, they're doing their jobs every day. The people who are performing the role of Chancellor and Chief Justice are the people who should be confirmed in their positions, and it should happen as soon as possible.
He also highlighted the tireless work of the Chancellor and the Chief Justice over the years, questioning why their prolonged appointments. The Bar Association's president noted that Article 127(1) of the Constitution mandates that the Chancellor and the Chief Justice shall each be appointed by the President after obtaining the agreement of the Leader of the Opposition.
There's nothing complicated about that. The first part of it is a duty. It is a clear and unambiguous duty, which the law says is compellable. The Chancellor and the Chief Justice shall each be appointed by the President once there is a vacancy.
Guyana's failure to confirm a substantive Chancellor and a Chief Justice has persisted across 4 consecutive presidential terms. This impasse stems from the constitutional requirement that the President secure the opposition leader's approval before making such appointments. Nearly 3 years ago, Opposition leader Aubrey Norton wrote to the President, indicating his support for the confirmation of Justices Cummins and George to the 2 top judicial posts. Norton has since maintained that his support remains in place, alleging that it is the President who has been reluctant to advance the process. Currently, Justice Janet Cummins Edwards performs the duties of Chancellor, and Justice Roxanne George serves as Chief Justice in an acting capacity. Both were appointed by former President David Granger in 2017. Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Amid the high rate of cases filed, Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George on Tuesday called for greater use of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms, including mediation and restorative justice, to address the current strain on the judiciary. Here again is Tiana Cole.
Speaking at the opening of Law Week 2025, Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George emphasized the need for innovative approaches to improving access to justice while balancing the heavy caseload faced by the courts. The acting Chief Justice noted that the Judiciary's Strategic Plan 2024 to 2031 has already achieved a major milestone, the successful rollout of the e-litigation system for the Court of Appeal, the Full Court, and the High Court. The e-litigation portal, which was launched on January 30, 2024, as of December 31, 2024, saw a significant number of appeals and applications filed through the portal.
37 appeals were filed in the full court, and 1,637 cases were filed in the High Court, broken down as follows: 1,373 cases for Demerara, 377 for Burmese, and 76 cases in Essequibo.
Highlighting the increase in volume of cases, Justice George strongly encouraged the use of alternative dispute resolution methods, such as mediation and restorative justice, as practical solutions to manage disputes more efficiently.
Despite the increase in number of judicial officers, the court system cannot realistically conduct trials in every case or deliver judgments within the 4-month time frame prescribed by law due to the heavy caseload dealt with by each civil judge.
She praised the seamless transition to the e-litigation system, describing it as a transformative step for the administration of justice.
Lawyers and litigants alike, as well as judicial officers and the staff at the various registries, have adapted and adopted the new system with enthusiasm.
Meanwhile, Acting Chancellor of the Judiciary, Yana Cummins-Edwards, highlighted significant progress in various areas, including enhancing access to justice, improving technological processes, meeting clients' needs, and optimizing financial and material resources. She noted that the reconstitution of the Judicial Service Commission came at a pivotal moment, enabling the appointment of 10 judges, 9 magistrates, 3 commissioner with title, and other legal and support staff to strengthen the judiciary's capacity.
It makes us being more effective and efficient in addressing the caseloads and in dealing with the very many matters that come before us.
Chancellor Cummins-Edwards also underscored the transition from a paper-based system to a digital platform with significantly reduced paperwork and increased efficiency.
There have been increases in the volume of cases filed, you would have heard, and the precious judicial workforce needed to be enhanced to deal with those increase.
Tiana reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton says he is open to abandoning his ambitions of becoming the presidential candidate for what may likely be a coalition political party should circumstances change in the lead-up to the 2025 general and regional elections. Antonio Day reports.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton said that while his party, the People's National Congress Reform, PNCR, has agreed to him emerging as a presidential candidate, if circumstances are to change, he was given the option to choose another candidate.
My party would have said to me that I will be the presidential candidate. My party has said if I don't want to be the presidential candidate, they've given me the authority to choose. That is a decision of our Congress.
Affirming Guyanese that the APNU AFC will emerge as a united front in the lead up to the 2025 elections, Norton made it clear that no one will dictate what rules should be assigned during his party's lead up to the elections. He posited that every decision made will be made within the party.
We are in discussions with other political parties and we go to it with an open mind. But no one will determine what happens for the PNC outside of our support base and our party membership.
At a press conference last year, Mr. Norton said that while he's confident that he would be the opposition's presidential candidate, he's willing to make way for a consensus pick. And I quote, "If circumstances demand that we find a consensus candidate, I do believe that such a candidate would be in the interest of the development of our party and Guyana. I will be disposed to facilitate it, but I am not the one who will ever say never." the opposition leader said last year. Norton, a seasoned politician, when asked about other opponents in the 2025 elections race, had this to say.
Now, likability sounds good. But a lot of time in politics is who on the ground, who are engaging people. I recall before our party Congress, all around they were saying Norton will go, blah, blah, blah. I remember Freddie Kissoon in his normal madness wrote a long thing on why I will go. It turned out that the person who is grounded in this party, named Aubrey Norton.
Antonio Day reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The Working People's Alliance has once again sounded its voice as it believes there should have been more consultation before the reading of the 2025 national budget. Daisy Richards reports.
Member of the Working People's Alliance WPA Rohi Kanai, during his party's weekly press conference on Monday, contends that there should have been wider consultations on Budget 2025 ahead of its reading.
The budget should be agreed to in the main by all political parties. It should have been discussed properly in the National Assembly before being presented. We all know a house divided against itself will fall, and thus the plea for national unity.
After Vice President Barjagdio's announcement of there being consultations in various villages, WPA's leader Dr. David Hines had some questions for the incumbent administration.
Were these consultations held? Were these consultations publicly announced? Which government agency or agencies facilitated these consultations? Were the parliamentary opposition parties consulted? Were civil society? In fact, WPA thinks that one of the impediments to socio-economic development since the coming of oil has been the tendency of the government to treat the country's resources as its partisan property, and the management of those resources as the purview of the government and the government alone.
WPA has since called for a decrease in infrastructure spending while highlighting that the budget should focus on cost of living, wages and salaries, and further improvements in the education system. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
We have more news for you after this break. Stay with us.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. Powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
Attention homeowners and contractors. When it's time to add the finishing touches, tiles must be on your list. And there's only one place to get the best quality and widest range with modern designs. Gaffurs is the #1 supplier of tiles in Guyana. You've got floor and wall tiles, ceramic and porcelain tiles, stone slate, terrazzo stone, mosaic tiles, and all the accessories including tile trim, spacers, sealers, cleaners and polishers. Also the important thin set and ground. At Gaffurs, the options are endless, but we make it easy for you with the experts in our tile department. They are to assist you in making the right choice. Get the right tiles at the right price from Gaffurs Macdo Mega Complex, or the outlets of Perica, Means, Land of Canaan, Bedford-Wacting, Rose Hall, Kanji, and Diamond. Gaffurs for all your tiling solutions.
You're watching the HGP Nightly News. Welcome back. The Home Affairs Minister and the Commissioner of Police seem to be unaware of any police officers being stopped and questioned by United States authorities, but the evidence suggests otherwise. Travis Chase reports.
In March of 2024, head of the Major Crimes Unit of the Guyana Police Force, Mitchell Caesar, was detained and questioned by U.S. authorities when he had entered the country on vacation leave. When word got around that the senior cop, who has been, over the years, embroiled in a number of serious allegations, the hierarchy of the Guyana Police Force opted to remain silent on the issue. It was not until a later press conference by Vice President Barrett Jagdeo that the cat was let out of the bag regarding Caesar's detention in the United States. Mr. Jagdeo at the time said he was notified of Caesar's detention but was unable to say why he was detained for questioning.
I personally did not seek to find out what it related to because that should be dealt with by the police force. The United States of America will not tell us what their questions are, why they question people, because that's immigration matter. They don't as a matter of policy.
Months after Caesar's detention, a sergeant of the Guyana Police Force was arrested and questioned at the Miami International Airport over his direct involvement in the drug trade in Guyana. The policeman's cellular phone was also confiscated and his United States visa revoked. Sources familiar with the arrest said that United States authorities are well aware of the cop's direct involvement in the 4.4 tons of cocaine which had been found in 4 makeshift bunkers about 30 minutes from an illegal airstrip in Region 1 on September 1, 2024. That policeman did not report his detention to his superiors. Now, in light of all this information, Home Affairs Minister Robeson Ben was asked on Monday for the exact number of police officers who were detained and questioned in the United States. This was his response. How many police officers have reported to you or any other rank below you that they have been stopped and questioned by U.S. authorities in recent times?
I would just like to say that we're not aware of any such number.
In recent times, several ranks of Guyana Police Force have been stopped and questioned by United States authorities and their cellular devices confiscated. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Antonio Day tells us now that Guyana produced more gold in 2024 as a result of increased mining operations. This is according to Subject Minister Vikram Barrett.
In 2023, our production was 432,113 ounces. In 2024, production was 434,067 ounces.
So that was Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Barrett during his ministry's year-in review press briefing held at the Ghana Forestry Commission's multi-complex in Georgetown. Minister Barrett also revealed an increased revenue of over $180 million due to ramp-up production in the gold industry. He acknowledged that local companies such as CJ Mining has significantly contributed to the increase. Notwithstanding the achievements, the industry experienced its fair share of challenges, among them drought, flooding, and worker shortage. In order to pursue opportunities in the construction and oil and gas sectors, several medium-sized miners that left the industry later returned, according to the minister. In 2025, however, particular focus will be placed on assisting small and medium-sized miners to boost the rate of recovery.
If we should say to the smaller miners, you have to stop now and use this system. Basically, we're putting them out of operation. As you know, the smaller miners, it's difficult for them to go and invest right now in a system of $5 million or $10 million, even though it will increase the recovery rate.
According to Minister Barrett, large-scale miners have recorded a recovery rate of 95% in 2024, while small and medium-sized miners' recovery rate was pitted at 40% to 55%. The minister noted that small miners face challenges in accessing transportation for moving minerals like gold.
Materials to that central point adds cost to them too, and it's difficult in doing that because a small miner might not have a truck.
In order to guarantee higher production, the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission has been entrusted with enhancing monitoring throughout the mining industry. The minister stated that additional efforts are being made to help small miners obtain licenses and sufficient funding to support their livelihood.
So it's mostly the small miners that have a challenge. One is the investment cost that we have to work with them on, grouping them, but sometimes they work in different areas.
Antonio D reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, bauxite production in 2024 has skyrocketed to a record-breaking 1.7 million tons, marking a major turnaround for the industry after years of decline. This is according to the Ministry of Natural Resources.
During Tuesday's press briefing held by the Ministry of Natural Resources, it was disclosed that bauxite production in 2024 reached an impressive 1,703,121 million tons. Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat described this development as a significant milestone, highlighting the progress made in the recent years.
An increase of 225% in bauxite production in 2024 in comparison to 2023, way above the target set by the company itself.
In 2023, bauxite production stood only at 523,732 tons. Minister Bharat attributed this achievement to the investments and commitment of both sides, especially as the country continues to recover from the challenges posed by Rosel's withdrawal from operations in the Berbice River area. The bauxite industry previously faced a 40% decline in production accompanied by the loss of approximately 500 jobs across areas such as Kokwani, Linden, Haituni, and New Amsterdam, leaving half of the workforce unemployed, according to Minister Bharat.
The Forestry Commission will really work hard in those areas to ensure that we create employment and economic opportunities in those areas for those people. Because without Roosevelt, it simply means that there were limited economic activities in the Berbice River.
The recent boost in production and employment has been largely driven by Bauxite Mineral Group's increased investments, particularly its plans to expand operations within Regions 10, so says Bharat.
We have over 1,000 persons now working in the bauxite sector. That's an increase of about 200 to 300 persons in 2024.
The rise in production has also been linked to Bauxite's acquisition of additional barges, enabling the company to transport larger volumes of bauxite more efficiently. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
We have more news for you. Stay tuned.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you are a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors PLE in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if If so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. Opening hours. All GECOM registration offices will be open Mondays to Fridays from 8 hours to 18 hours. Saturdays and Sundays from 10 hours to 14 hours. For further information, contact GECOM at 225-027829, 226-6557, 8 and 9, 223-9650, or visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching the HGP Nightly News. As we continue, a Mon Report doctor is urging local authorities to act after his family has been plagued with health and environmental issues caused by a neighbor's expanding livestock undertaking and constant use of pesticides. Carice Gonzalez reports.
A doctor and his family who reside in Mon Report Block 8 have found themselves in an ongoing dispute with their neighbor over the persistent issues of bad odors and pesticide exposure from livestock. Since relocating to the area, the family has been dealing with unpleasant conditions that have significantly impacted their quality of life. Speaking to Nightly News on Tuesday from his Mon Report home, Dr. Andrew Khan expressed deep frustration on the issue.
I've been living here for approximately 6 years, and for the past 6 years we have been enduring putrid smells, pests, and a lot of noise from our neighbor. I even breathe because every time my wife and I come home, is the scent is so high. It's hard. We got rush in and lock up all the windows. And as you know, the place hot right now. We can't open windows.
Despite several complaints made to the Neighborhood Democratic Council, the Environmental Protection Agency, and local government, inspections have been conducted, but the situation remained the same. Dr. Khan described how each agency is shifting blame, and the situation continues to pose a health risk to his family and the surrounding community.
Because we have every organization pointing fingers at each other or they're pointing at the Luzicland NDC. I don't know who is responsible because many times they're telling me that it's not a job, then the next time they're instructing them to stop. It's like we there up and down, back and forth. These neighbors, they felt so empowered, they doubled in their rearing of poultry and goats and so forth in a small space of 10 by 4 feet. And everything is washed into the drain here.
Though an agreement was reached to move the cows, the problem worsened when the livestock was doubled in number. Despite repeated concerns raised by the Khans, the neighbors have refused to address the situation, and previous attempts to resolve the issue proved unsuccessful. In a recent complaint to authorities, Dr. Khan revealed that his wife's medical condition had worsened due to the poor ventilation caused by the persistent bad odor from the neighbor's yard.
My wife is an asthmatic, and she had like 3 or 4 crises since we moved in. And before, she barely had 1 crisis in every 6 years.
The Khan's family has been forced to spend additional monies to regularly spray the yard in an attempt to keep pesticides away. And the visibly frustrated medical practitioner is calling on the relevant authorities to take immediate action. He emphasized that this ongoing issue is not only a health concern, but is also urging the government analyst Food and Drug Department to investigate the situation further, particularly because the neighbor operates a snacket. He expressed concerns that the unsanitary conditions combined with the potential health risks associated with the food business required immediate scrutiny from authorities. I am Carice Gonzalez reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Yet another policeman has been criminally charged and has been remanded to jail. Travis Chase has been following that story.
Police Lance Corporal Delon Young and Laborer Okimo Bromell have been jointly charged and remanded to jail over the October 10, 2024 abduction of gold mining worker Kevin Fiku. Fiku was abducted while at the Giftland parking lot, taken to his home and robbed of a large quantity of cash. The two men who appeared before Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor have been jointly charged with the offense of abduction with the intent to hold for ransom, contrary to the Kidnapping Act. They were not required to enter a plea to the indictable charge and were remanded to jail until January 15 for the continuation of the case. Lance Corporal Young was initially charged last week with conspiracy. He was placed on $40,000 bail. Okimo Bromel is expected to be brought before the courts on other charges. He was arrested along the Suicide Linden Highway 3 months after the abduction. According to a statement from the police, the 31-year-old operations supervisor attached to Aurora Gold Mining Inc. reported that around 12:30 hours on the said date, 3 men held him against his will in the compound of the Giftland Mall. The men took him to his home at Providence, East Bank, Demerara, where he handed over $9,500,000. They did not physically harm him but escaped. Police investigators were told that the following day, the same men revisited Fiku in a police car and demanded more money, which he did not have. They then left his home. Nightly News understands that the driver of the police car has not been criminally charged in connection with the abduction and has only been charged with misuse of a police vehicle. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
The Ministry of Education has finally addressed the issue at Dorcas Club Nursery School following multiple complaints from parents. Daisy Richards reports.
The Ministry of Education on Tuesday finally addressed the concerns of parents of students attending the Dorcas Club Nursery School, claiming that the environment was unsafe for teachers and the 59 children registered at the school. This action were among the recommendations made by parents. A statement from the ministry stated that the facility had serious infrastructural issues in August of 2024, and the landlady had failed to address concerns raised or give any indication as to when they would be addressed. The ministry claims that the children were moved to nursery schools closer to their homes. However, several parents who spoke with Nightly News at the reopening of the Easter term said the route to the new schools their children were relocated to is difficult as the ministry had first offered transportation. The ministry said it remains committed to engaging with parents, but parents claim that they have not received a word other than a message sent on the morning of Tuesday, January 14.
Yesterday in the group we discussed, the teachers told us they haven't received any word from the ministry as yet as to what will be happening with the transportation moving forward.
The statement also pointed out that the Ministry of Education is expected to meet with parents shortly to address concerns and provide an update on the situation. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Stay tuned for regional news.
GECOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. If you were 18 years or over on December 31, 2024, and you're a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GECOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GECOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Wednesday, January 15, 2025 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact the GECOM on 2250-278-9 or visit www.gecom.org.gy.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.
Good evening and welcome to Tuesday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Trinidad. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says some police officers are now pretending to close stations to hide from criminals. He made the comment on Monday as the Parliament debated the rationale for the state of emergency and a further 3-month extension to it in separate motions. The Prime Minister said criminals had become so brazen that they believe they can, without fear, shoot and kill even the police. He said this has led to the belief that the regular laws are not sufficient to treat with the harshness of the criminal element. He lamented the difficulty his government has faced in dealing with murders. Those were over 60 murders in December, and to deal with the threat to public safety from gangs' reprisal attacks. Speaking again during the motion to extend the state of emergency, which was declared on December 30, 2024, Dr. Keith Rowley said the first 15 days were not enough to have a genuine impact. We tie now that the Caribbean Public Health Agency says it's monitoring seasonal viruses such as the human metapneumovirus, HMPV, and influenza. And while currently the risk posed towards the Caribbean is low, there is potential for increased risk. Carper said the reports speak of an increase in cases of influenza, a human metapneumovirus, HMPV, mycoplasma pneumoniae, and COVID-19, resulting in overwhelmed hospitals and cemeteries. This reported increase in respiratory infections is expected during the winter period in the Northern Hemisphere. Importantly, Carper notes that there have been no official reports with details from the Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention to complement second-hand reports given by various news agencies. Notably, China had a similar surge in respiratory illnesses in November 2023, which was reportedly due to 7 respiratory viruses. HMPV is a respiratory virus which generally causes upper and lower respiratory disease in people of all ages, especially among children under 5, older adults, and those with weakened immune systems. Symptoms include cough, fever, nasal congestion, and shortness of breath, which may progress to bronchitis or pneumonia, similar to other viruses that has caused upper and lower respiratory infections. And now for some international news. At least 400 illegal miners remained trapped on the ground in South Africa 2 months after a police raid. A spokesperson for the South African Police Service, SAPS, did not respond to a request for a comment. However, spokesperson for the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy said bodies had been retrieved from the mine, but said no further details could be divulged ahead of an official report. The 2 videos, which Reuters verified, were obtained by South African miners' rights group Mining Affected Communities United in Action, MACA, on Monday. They received them from miners emerging from the gold mine in Northwest Province on January 10, when a pulley was restored to the bottom of the cavern. The first clip reported showing piles of miners' bodies wrapped in sacks and plastic, while living miners who were still stuck on the ground pleaded for help. A second video showed shirtless miners looking emaciated with their ribs protruding. Police said the block miners supplied the food and water to force them out and arrest them for illegally entering the abandoned mine in search of leftover gold, part of a crackdown on illegal mining that has plagued South Africa for decades. MACA spokesperson Magnificent Mbele said there are more than 400 miners still waiting to be rescued 2 months after a standoff with South African police. I am Carissa Gonzalez. Thank you for watching.
Bar Association calls for immediate appointments of substantive Chancellor, and the Chief Justice says situation is untenable and unacceptable. Norton, open to abandoning ambitions for presidential candidacy, will support a consensus pick if the need arises. broader consultations needed for Budget 2025, WPA, and 1.7 million ton hike in bauxite production for 2024. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Alethea Grant. Thanks for watching.